Let's talk motorcycles. Well, I took this thing for a ride yesterday. Actually, when I got in the upper RPMs, it ran pretty good. But I think I'm all screwed up as to what's going on. It's hard to. I think there's a reason there's a lot of these bikes half taken apart and stripped down like this, and then just forgotten and sold cheap and left to rot out in the field. And I think the main weakness of these was the ignition system with the transistor controlled ignition. While I was riding it, I could feel that it was actually pretty comfortable, had a pretty nice soft suspension. It's not a race bike, it's not a Canyon Carver or anything like that, but it just feels like a good solid platform, and the engine feels like it could be pretty strong. I had a XS 1100, I think I had a 1980. Kind of reminds me of that, but a little different tone with this V4. I always wanted one of these, but now that I'm into it knee deep, I'm pretty good with carbs. I can usually get carbs going. I think if this thing had a set of dual points or quad points, whatever it would take to fire these coils, that these things would have never died the way they did. I see all kinds of posts of people getting real frustrated trying to figure out why it's only running on one or two, and things seem to jump around, which one's running and which one's not, and pulling plugs and checking spark and checking the timing, and it's got a goofy firing pattern, and it's a kind of a complicated little deal. And I don't think the TCI box is up to the task of lasting for 37 years and maintaining its composure. I'm thinking I got this thing cheap enough, I might go and get one of those Carmo ignitions that they upgraded and they charge you through the nose for. I think I saw an advertisement for you sending them your box, and then they send back your unit, supposedly repaired and updated with some digital something. I don't even know exactly what they do electronic wise. But I wonder if they're promising that the nasty beast is going to turn into a well-mannered roadster. That could be well worth it for $300 something for me, because this thing seems like it would be pretty fun to get out on the highway and crank around and feeling like it's more dependable with some updated components. Because I think the shaft drive is pretty bulletproof, and the carbs, I can deal with carbs. I've been dealing with carbs ever since when, but I think this electronic ignition just gets all jittery and skittery and things start breaking down. And I know there was broken solder joints on this, and I wouldn't imagine if there's more in there. I already took it apart and redid some, but I could have missed something, or there could be some bad components. And you're always guessing because nobody's got a schematic. Nobody's got the electronic data to figure out what the hell's going on with those things, what test points, and maybe those guys at Carmo do, and they figured it out, Maybe they backward engineered it, and, some electronic junkie geniuses or something. So I just might do that. And I don't know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I think it'll be fun once I get it going.